High school life. Probably the happiest time of our lives. Many consider their college lives to be the best, but to me high school is better, because it has more fun and less workload. It marks the time when we have just shed our baby skins and we are coming into our bodies. We are young adults now. Our bodies are going through a series of changes. Boys are transforming into young men, while girls are blooming into beautiful young women. At this point, we are mature enough to recognize our interests, our passions, and everything else we need to know about ourselves. Our parents loosen their grips a bit on the rules and we therefore experiment a lot during this period. And when we find ourselves in hot water, everyone will always come to our aid and proclaim, "But, they are just teenagers. Don't worry, everyone goes through this phase. They will soon grow up." So, we get away with a lot during this period. High school is the bomb. Too many memorable moments to remember. I met my best friends in high school and we still keep in touch up to now. We would go to all types of parties, graduation parties, themed parties, homecoming parties and house parties. Since we knew each other very well, the parties were not chaotic. The only challenge we had was the host's parents showing up before the party was over. As a result, we became regulars in detention. We were also very cunning when it came to pranking our fellow students. We pranked everyone just to make fun of them. It was a fun activity for all of us. Everyone was getting pranked, including me, and we would do it beyond the school walls also. In one instance, a classmate of ours decided to prank our substitute teacher. He placed an air-filled balloon on the teacher's chair, with a cushion on top. As he shrank to his seat, the balloon burst. Let me just say he never taught our class again. Sporting events were the highlights of the high school life. Everything came to a standstill when a sporting action was to take place in our school. Everyone, including parents, teachers, students and friends, would show up to cheer our sports teams. The shouts, the cheers, the jeers, the sighs and all the noise you can think of all brought into one place. The energy, the joys, the sorrows, the miracles, the disappointments, sporting events were just out of this world. However, if there is one moment that most of us would wish to relive is the magical moment of the prom night. Boys coming up with creative ways of asking girls out for dates was very romantic. Girls cracking their heads open to select the best dress. The slow intimate dances and the build-up to the first kiss magical. Unfortunately, most of high school relationships end as soon as they start. It goes without saying therefore that high school life is the most formative period of a person's life. The concept of life becomes clear here and the students get a glimpse of how the real world works. Just like in real life, high school life can be grouped into two, the fun side and working/studying side with a gray area in between, for activities such as hobbies and interests. It is a fun period in life, because teenagers have no sense of responsibility apart from studying. They have all the time in the world to have fun. They start forming groups with other like-minded individuals. Geeks form their reading clubs, musicians form bands, athletes build teams, actors hone their crafts in theater clubs, journalists are busy running the school magazine, etc. With so many different people in the same facility, there is bound to be competitions and rivalry. The competition may be healthy like in a classroom setting. It may also be unhealthy when students try to cheat their way into college. These competitions facilitate formation of allies and rivals. The allies come to the aid of their comrades and they are able to ward off threats. Rivals are the competitors, who will strive to take away anything from you, for instance, your popularity, your girlfriend or even your lunch money. Young adults learn at this stage that not everything goes as they expect them to. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. That is how life is. When they are dealt a heavy blow, they have to get up and move on. There is always another day to fight. This is the time people become acquainted with the concept of love. Young men master the courage of approaching girls they like, while girls get first-hand experience of having boyfriends. most people get their first love in high school. They get to experience how sweet love is and how good it is to have someone who thinks you are special and wants to be with you. Unfortunately, it is also the time when people experience their first breakups, and it is devastating. Nothing kills a teenager's spirit than the thought of being rejected. What's worse is that they will constantly meet their ex-boyfriends/girlfriends with other partners for the remaining part of their high school lives. Teenagers rarely talk about their feelings to anyone else, except their close friends. So, most of them have to soak up all the pain of their heartbreaks. It is really disheartening when they carry all the baggage of high school breakups into adulthood. Those who cannot find the courage to let their painful past go tend to have low self-esteem and find it hard to trust anyone who approaches them. One of the things that determine whether high school life was memorable or not is high school romance. Those who miss high school the most had healthy relationships. Those who curse that period are the ones who suffered painful breakups. One of the worst things about high school life is that everyone has to conform to some peer pressure. This can be attributed to the fact that everyone wants to belong somewhere and feel loved by others. At this age, peer pressure can either be beneficial or detrimental to students, at the moment and in future. Example of good peer pressure is exhibited by geeks, who push each other to earn great grades. Other groups that also have positive influence on its members are the athletes. They work out together and strive to be the best on the pitch. There is also the negative side of peer pressure. Most people were introduced to a lifestyle of partying, drug abuse and sexual indulgences in high school. Although students at this point are not yet adults, they crave for what adults do. In fact, the most popular guys are the ones with propensity to indulge in whatever is set aside for adults. In order to be popular or join the cool guys clique, the other students have no other option but to do whatever they popular guys do. Unfortunately for some, it becomes an addiction that affects them for the rest of their lives. At this age, everyone has a spirit of rebellion. Anything that will ruffle the feathers of adults is desirable to them. Students will misbehave for the sake of it, because they know they will get away with it since they are minors. In high school also, young adults are introduced to the caste system of society. Unknowingly, students find themselves clustered into different social groups. The students who bear the brunt are the minority groups. It could be a different race, religion or anything that they possess that is out of the ordinary, such as a physical deformity. Individuals of these groups are usually singled out, bullied, made fun of and humiliated in front of everyone. So, most of them spend their high school lives in the backdrop of things to stay away from public ridicule. There is also too much gossiping, judging, and backbiting. Everyone wants to know what goes on in other people's lives. This immoral behavior is done with the intention of making other people look bad. When it comes to study, high school has the most rigorous process of learning than other stages. Students spend all day in classrooms, starting in the morning and ending in the evenings. They also have to cover a wide range of subjects that they will obviously not pursue in future. Furthermore, students encounter pressure from all quarters. They have to perform at this stage or they will never make it to college. And they are reminded over and over again that if they do not get to college, then they will amount to nothing in life. At this point in time, everyone is working hard to secure their future. Even athletes have to perform to some degree to get sports scholarships to college. Going hand in hand with the exhaustive curriculum are the expectations that parents, friends, and teachers have for the students. They make the situation worse for them by deciding which universities they should go to and which majors they should pursue. Most parents do not comprehend the problems their high school children go through. They assume that the only thing they do in school is study, but that is not the case. They have to grapple between education and the challenges they encounter in school. The truth of the matter is that the boundaries of a high school facility mirror what life is in the real world.